Hey, hello there. Welcome to episode 32 of the Julie the Knitter podcast. It has been quite some time, and I will get into that in a few minutes, but this is a podcast coming to you from Queens, New York, where I live. Saoirse, go lay down. With my wild beast of a dog who's tripping over a dinosaur toy at the moment, and my two crazy kids. Hi, welcome back to anybody who has been with us for some time, and a great big welcome to anybody who is just joining us for the first time. You may have noticed that my intro is a little bit different. I left out my handsome husband. The reason I haven't recorded in quite some time is because he passed away very suddenly in October, and it was very unexpected, and it really just kind of threw everything for a loop, and I wasn't ready to come back here for a while. So I didn't. So today I am back, and I hope to keep this as a fairly regular thing. And that's really all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to get into too many of the sordid details because this is not the place for it. But here we are. Saoirse, I know. My dog is very cuddly. Want to say hi, Saoirse? Oh, say hi. Oh, I know. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Goodbye. Hey, go to bed. Go to bed. Okay. So, what you're really here to talk about is the knitting, because that's what we do. So, in the last few months, I have been working on stuff. And I know if you've been following me for some time, you know that I do tend to do quite a lot of knitting for Christmas. I did cut back way back this year for obvious reasons, and that's just the way this year was. But I did finally finish weaving in the ends for my son's socks, and these are just a plain vanilla sock with a heel and gusset. As you can see, they've been worn a few times, but the main colorway here is by the Red Pansy, and it is in her Elizabeth Bennet colorway. She had released a few sock sets that were inspired by Jane Austen heroines, and guys, let's be honest, I cannot resist Jane Austen in any way, shape, or form. So, and Elizabeth Bennet is one of my all-time favorite of the Jane Austen ladies. So this is not the contrasting color that came with this colorway. I used that in the Shell Cottage socks for my daughter, which I had showed in earlier episodes. I'm not going to bring them out again, but it's the same main colorway, but that colorway, the contrasting color, was like a pale pink with chartreuse and eggplant speckles and things like that. This tealish blue here is some leftover yarn that I had from a pair of socks that I had knit previously. It is, I can't remember the name of the yarn, but it is a yak base Jane sew. No, I don't know. I'll if I remember, I'll put it down here below so you guys know what it is. If not, it's not really that important. But they came out pretty nicely. If you recall, it was taking me forever to weave in the ends because there are bigger and better things to be working on. I don't love weaving in ends. That's that. But that's really all I'm going to say about this pair of socks. They were a Christmas present for my son. I do like to make matching socks for my kids. Is that weird? I don't know. They're usually the same main colorway, and if I have enough I'll do them both the same colorway all throughout. If I don't, I don't. I think, you know what, I did contrasting heels, cuffs, and toes on the other socks, so I did contrasting heels, cuffs, and toes on these, but I didn't have enough of the same, so I figured the blue was probably more my son, because blue is his favorite color. So that's that. That's really all there is to say about these. They are nice, they're cozy, he loves them, they fit him well, and that's that. I was also working on, the last time we spoke, the Baudelaire crop. which is a pattern by Skeinanigans. I was knitting that up in some yarn by Once Upon a Corgi. Do I have the base? Let me see if I have the yarn tag handy. I do. These, I did knit it up in her Isaac base, which is 100% superwash Pullover. And my main color was Hearth, and my contrasting color for the collar was Ravishing. Do I have the collar handy? No, I have to actually think about where I put the collar. It is a detachable collar. But I do have to say the pattern was kind of vague in how to attach this detachable collar. So I knit it and I'm not seeing it at the moment. I put it in one of my knitting bags and I don't have it handy. But this is the color that it is in. Ravishing is coming off, I think, slightly more redder on camera, but it's like a deep purpley maroon. And this is the main color. That's actually showing up pretty well. Hearth. I did add 1 inch to the body because my daughter's 11. She doesn't really need to be showing off her whole midriff. Or maybe that's just me because I'm her mom. So it does come to like just where her pants come up to. So, you know, she's got you might see like a little skin there. It's enough to give her a little bit of that cropped look. She likes to wear a t-shirt under it anyway, and I did opt to make the 3/4 sleeves, 3/4 length sleeves as opposed to the cap sleeves. They are a little longer on her than I anticipated, but that's fine. The whole sweater is slightly bigger on her, and that's good because she grows like anything, and I hope to get some time out of here. I did opt to do the bust shaping because, you know, she's got a little body under there. What size did I knit this up in? I think I did the 2nd size. I'll tell you in 1 second. This was actually a really cool pattern in that it was very customizable, very inclusive in terms of the sizes that were included. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, my pages are all out of order. I'm pretty sure I did the 2nd size, which is a 34.5 bust. The first size would have fit her perfectly. 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I did the 2nd size, which is a 34.5 inch bust. The first size were probably about the exact measurements that I needed for my daughter, but again, I wanted to make it a little bit bigger, and as it is a crop top, I did want it to be slightly longer. Because well, one, I don't need anybody to be looking at my daughter that way, and she's not really into showing off all that much, and I'm okay with that. So this has been worn about twice since Christmas, and she loves it. I do have to figure out how to attach the collar. It's a cute little Peter Pan collar. Again, with this contrasting color. And it came out pretty nicely. I did have maybe about half a skein left of the main color and half of the mini skein left of the contrasting color. So that's all I have to say about the Baudelaire crop. It was a very nice pattern to knit, aside from the collar. It was actually written in a really clever way. You know how when you're reading a pattern it says you have to do XYZ X amount of times? It actually has like boxes, so you can kind of check them off. I thought that was kind of nice, because I'm usually just making like little ticks and counting them on my own. But I thought that was kind of clever. There were definitely things that I loved about the pattern, like that. I feel like there was, the one thing I didn't love about the pattern is that little things like what needle size to use where wasn't really explicitly stated. They say at one point in the beginning of the pattern, you know, so cuffs and neckline or something, use this needle, and for the body, use this. I don't think it said, unless I missed it, anywhere in the pattern what needle size to use for the collar. So I was kind of guessing on that. I think I used the larger needle size. But aside from that, I actually really enjoyed this pattern. It was fun to knit up. I'm tempted to knit myself one. I like that it has that kind of vintagey look. Waist shaping. I also added the waist shaping in there. The customizability of the pattern was nice. To include bust darts, to not include bust darts, to include waist shaping, to not include waist shaping, different lengths of arms and things like that. I found pretty nice. I'm tempted to knit one for myself. Maybe, we'll see. I like that style. So there's that. In terms of Christmas knitting, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm saying a lot. I'm a little out of practice, so bear with me. I also decided, like 2 days before Christmas, that my son needed a pair of mittens. So I found a pattern like one does, and I shopped my stash, which is over there in that general direction. That's why I'm waving towards it. And I whipped up a pair of mittens. I used the World's Simplest Mitten pattern by Tin Can Knits, and if you've been watching for some time, you do know that I love patterns by Tin Can Knits. I love that they range in size from newborn baby to extra, extra, extra large man, or person, I should say, but to really big adult sizes. And I like that. And I had some DK weight yarn in my stash, and this pattern was nice. Again, it goes from very small to very large, but it also, you can kind of pick the gauge that you want to knit it with. So whatever you have in stash, you can kind of use. So that gives you directions for fingering weight, DK, worsted weight. I don't know if there's any other ways because I don't have the pattern handy with me right now, but I knitted up on US size 3s and 5s in the colorful Eclectic yarn in their Pioneer DK base, and the colorway is called Beneath. This I just happen to have in my stash, and it's very blue. Again, I said blue was my son's favorite color, and these are the mittens. They were so quick to knit up. I did the child size, and they're a little big on him, which again is a good thing. It's got a nice cuff, nice long cuff, which I like. Thumb, mitten, they're very basic, and that's, to be honest, that's all he needed. And the DK gives it a nice weight. The color is great, and I love these. I could see myself knitting mittens for everybody. I think everybody should knit this pattern. If you're looking for a real good, simple, quick mitten pattern, that's your pattern. World's Simplest Mittens, Tin Can Knits. Can't go wrong there. So, what else? What else have I been working on? I cast on and finished an entire sweater since I've spoken to you. I was a test knitter. My goodness. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go lay down. For Boho Chic Fiber Co. And she actually just released the pattern. It is the Boheme Pullover that I knit. And she released two. There's the Boheme Pullover and there's Boheme Crop. I decided to go with the pullover because I felt it would fit more into what I would wear. I felt I would wear it more. I do like the look of a crop, but it's not necessarily my style. The pullover was a bit more fitted, and I just liked it. I knit it up in the 40-inch bust size, which gave me a good amount of ease. I say there's probably about 4 inches of ease in there, of positive ease, so it's bigger than my actual measurements. So it's a little loose and baggy, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. The front has this gorgeous lace panel going down it, and then it is broken rib on the side and the back. It has a drop shoulder construction. So sleeves, I actually Normally dropped shoulder construction doesn't take me as long as regular sleeves, obviously because they're shorter sleeves. I felt like these sleeves took forever, I will say. But they have on the top of the sleeve this great, the same I can't talk today, lace panel going up it and the broken rib. As you see, I'm doing a poor job of showing it off. It's a really pretty lace panel. And it's got like a, I guess it's a crew neck top. You know what I'll do is I can show it to you. I'll put it on real quick. It's kind of warm in here, so it's not going to stay on long. Okay. And I don't normally wear a t-shirt underneath it. The sleeves come right to my wrist, so they're in good shape. The length is nice, but you see the paneling goes real nice. It's got that lace going up and down the sleeves. And the broken rib again is repeated here. So it's actually really comfortable. I knitted up in this yarn, the Cornish Garden 3-ply by Blacker Yarns. It is a woolen spun yarn, so it's, come on, Saoirse. Really woolly, but lightweight. So it's actually a really warm sweater, but it doesn't feel heavy. I wound up with a whole skein and a bit left over. I went with a natural undyed gray. I like the way those sweaters look. I like that color. It had really nice, the lace looked really nice in it. I guess the stitch definition, I would say. It worked out really nicely in there, and I like the way that came out. So the pattern just came out on the 30th, December 30th. I'm a few days behind in putting it up, or talking about it, I should say. But that's that. Come on, Saoirse, you are just all over me like white on rice. So that's what I've been working on there. It was a fairly quick knit. I started it the beginning of November, so it took me about 2 months to knit up. I like that the sleeve, what's a really cool detail, I don't know if you noticed, but the lace detail goes all the way up to the neckline. So it is a drop shoulder, but then you cast off stitches where the main sleeve ends, and you continue shoulder cap here. So this keeps going all the way up. I will say I'm very glad I did the sleeves 2 at a time, because I don't know if I would have wanted to knit both of them again. There's a tubular cast off for the neckline, which I thought was very clever, and I do like that at the bottom the lace kind of gives it a little bit of a slightly scalloped line, which I thought was kind of nice. And it comes back again, you can see it a little bit there on the sleeves, so it's not completely straight across. I like that there's no ribbing on the bottom and the sleeves. I thought that was kind of nice. I really, really like this sweater. I wore it to work yesterday and everybody was like, oh, that's a great sweater. I'm like, I know, I love it. I made it. There you go. That's what I've been working on there. And if that were not enough, I have more. I have been working on the Homespun House Mystery Knit Along. At this point, it's probably not a mystery any longer because it was released, the pattern clues were released every Sunday of Advent. So Sunday before Christmas, the last clue was released. I am on clue 3 at the moment. I'm behind. Whatever. I am so concerned, as you can tell. I am knitting this up out of Homespun House yarns, and I'm holding it together with mohair. So the colors that I'm using, hold on, I'm getting all my ball bands so I can tell you. Okay, so the first colorway here is First Snow. And it's this nice creamy color. And it's got little hints. I'm going to move my tea so I don't get mohair fuzz in my tea, because that would be not fun. It's got these light speckles of little purples and little green, and it's got this nice little eyelet detail in there. And then we move on to we fade into the second color, which is Mistletoe, and this is a slip stitch pattern. Which, let's see, it's there, you can kind of see it there. And the third clue is in the Roasting Chestnuts colorway, which is kind of this grayish color, but again, it's got these purple speckles in there. And it's being held together with mohair lace, which here's a full skein. It's kind of like a creamy browny color. It's a little darker than it's showing up here on camera, but it's very fuzzy, it's very soft. It's a 70% kid mohair, 30% silk blend, and the Oatmeal colorway. I'm not sure if I said that. But this is the Roasting Chestnuts colorway that I'm using currently. That's the next one. This is all I have left of the Mistletoe colorway. And I don't think I even have, oh, here's my collar. Here's my collar from the Baudelaire crop. Found it. See? There you go. Told you it was around here somewhere. I actually didn't have very much left of the first yarn. It was, after I woven my ends, there was just a few inches left, so I don't have that handy. But so that the next color, once I get up to clue 4, will be this color. It's a bit darker. It's showing up still a little bit lighter here on camera, but it's a darker purpley, a little moody, and that is in the Winter's Night colorway. I am glad that I went with the holding the mohair together with this pattern, because I think if I hadn't, I think the contrast between these colors would be too sharp and I wouldn't like it as much. But as it is, they blend into it. The mohair kind of mutes it a little bit, and I like the way they blend into each other. So that's that. It's really cozy. The mohair is really soft, and I like the way it's coming along. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about that. No, I don't think so. That's about it. So I'm going to pack those all back in, and let me think. How have you all been? I know it's been some time. It's been about 2 months since I've recorded, and I missed you all. And I really was not sure how I wanted to come back here to this space, because it was my husband that really pushed me to get this started. So I knew I wanted to come back, but I just wasn't really ready to talk about it, I guess. And that's okay. But because I'm back and I'm here. And I hope to be back more regularly. So talk about what I'm working on. So what have you guys all been working on? I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday season. I hope that this new year is good to all of you, and I hope you have big plans and big adventures coming this way. And that's about it. So on that note, I think I'll leave you all there, and I'll talk to you all soon. Happy knitting, happy crafting.